Welcome to You Are Not Alone. This is a safe place to explore all things spiritual and beyond. I am spiritual medium Erica Gabriel. Hello, beautiful people. Welcome to You Are Not Alone. I am your podcast host, spiritual medium Erica Gabriel. If you're new here, welcome, welcome, welcome. You are welcome here. Everyone is welcome here. This is a place where we explore spirituality, big life questions, the healing arts, I should say, and beyond, really. So you are welcome. You're welcome to join this awesome community. Thank you for people who have been with me this whole time. Oh my gosh, have we been through a lot? Have we been through a lot? Really, when I say a lot, I mean a lot of growth, a lot of expansion, and a lot of learning. So I'm so happy to be with you today. Thank you for joining me. You have no idea how much it means. So I used to say this at the end of podcasts, but I've been enjoying just saying it at the beginning and getting it out of the way, that I would love for you to rate this podcast on Apple Podcasts and hopefully leave me a comment as well. It means a lot because it helps other people read them and then decide if they want to listen to the podcast. So the point of this podcast is to spread these messages, to contribute to the beautiful light that exists in the world, and to contribute to expanding consciousness, whether we like what we talk about, whether you agree with the things we're talking about. Either way, it's thought-provoking and expansive because it makes us think, and it makes us think about things beyond ourselves, which elevates our energy, helps us see that we're not alone, helps us see that there's more to the world than just this chair, this table, this bill. And that's all extremely worthwhile. So a couple things I wanted to talk about today. I got really inspired just to kind of come on. I am meeting a friend. Let's see what time it is here. So it's 11 on a Friday. And so I'm meeting a friend for lunch. And I had a solid hour, just like a random hour, because I'm not reading today. And usually when I have like an hour or something like that on a quote non-reading or a day off or a non-reading day, I'm like at my house, I'm cleaning, I'm doing errands, I'm cooking, or you know what I mean? I kind of am like, okay, I can do that stuff. And today I was like, no, I'm not going to do that. I usually have allotted times when I record podcasts on days, and this was not a podcast recording day either, but I felt super inspired. I'm like, no, I'm going to drive into the office. I really want to record right now. And this is one of those episodes where a couple of things came up and just felt inspired to hop on. So the first thing that came up that I wanted to touch on was I posted something. Oh God, what does it say? I have to credit because this is not my words, at the.sattva.life. Okay. So I quoted them really quick. Let me just interrupt myself. I went to my niece's college graduation and they had 4 speakers, not just like one keynote speaker. They had 4 speakers because each of those 4 women that were speaking were all getting honorary degrees. And one of the speakers did this really cool speech. To me, it didn't make that much sense. It was kind of all over the place, but cool. And she was interesting. And come to find out 2 days later, someone was, I guess, thinking about the speech, or I don't know, and realized that part of the speech was a poem written by someone else that she completely plagiarized and took as her speech. This is why, like, probably as an intuitive, I was like, there's something off in the speech. It's very all over the place. And it's like, it was because they weren't her words. And she didn't like credit that person. You know, she wasn't like, and in the words of so-and-so, or this great poem by so-and-so, and then do the poem. She just took it as part of her speech. And so she had to give back her honorary degree. Isn't that wild? I was like, oh my gosh, that's a tough one there. So anyway, I'm like very on this plagiarizing tip right now. So anyway, again, this is from at this sattva.life. Okay. And the meme says, there's magic in people who see redirection as the universe's way of saying aim higher. Redirection. Isn't that such a great word for us? What if things that you wanted that didn't happen, quote unquote, or things that you're deeming as failures, disasters, were redirections? Redirection. What if I'm being redirected? What if this had gone, this thing that I was working on or thought I wanted or wanted to marry or wanted to buy this house or wanted this career or wanted this whatever it may be, what if that went through and that timeline went through and it was the complete wrong timeline to assist my soul's lessons or my soul's growth or why I came to earth? Or what if it was a disaster and in that timeline I was saying, "Oh my god, I wish I hadn't done that. I wish this hadn't happened." And so we timeline jumped. So here we are at this crossroads. Something didn't happen. And we're going, oh man, I am so sad. This is terrible. Why doesn't God love me? Oh, this is horrible. Right. And it's like, trust me, you were on that timeline and it didn't work out. You were on that timeline and you jumped to this timeline. You may have even timeline jumped. You may have even been the one that went down that path and go, I don't want this anymore. And you don't realize that you timeline jumped. What if the things that didn't happen redirected you? I will tell you guys, I had a big one. I had a big one. I'm not like a drama person in the sense I'm very dramatic, as you know, if you guys listen to me, which you do. I am super dramatic, but I'm not a drama person in the sense like, do you guys know those people that like always have a falling out with someone? Or they're just like, "Oh my god, like, this person was terrible, and we had this huge falling out." They're just constantly falling out, they're losing friends, they're just having these frictions or conflicts, and it's just a constant falling out, drama, they never spoke to that person again, etcetera. I really haven't had a lot of that. I can pinpoint, like, in high school, I definitely had a falling out with a group of friends that was over, my boyfriend, basically. Just to be totally honest, they were like my best high school friends, and then it all went kaput, and I truly believe it was over my boyfriend, but that's a whole nother subject. That's a whole nother story. That and then I had my best friend through I met her when I was 19 and our friendship ended when I was 30. That was a huge, huge, massive ending of a friendship, of a parting of ways. And then, and I will never forget that. I still love her and care about her, but we haven't talked in however many years, which I don't want to say because I just said 30, but whatever. We haven't talked in 15 years, but I love her and, um, cherish our epic, the epic part of our life together. Same thing in business. You know, I haven't had falling outs until dun dun dun. Stay tuned next week. No, just kidding. I hired a company to work with to assist me on what I thought I wanted at that stage in my career. This was years ago, at that stage in my career. And they turned out to be like charlatans. Complete lie. What they said they could do, complete lie. What they said their company was, complete lie of who I'd be working with, complete lie of what they were capable of. And I took out a huge loan. I'm a very small business, you guys. I'm a tiny, small women run business. I mean, most of what I do is to pay for, just whatever. Anyway, listen, I'm a small business. I took out a loan to pay a large sum to this company and they stole my money. And at the last meeting, the woman didn't even have the courtesy to show her face on the Zoom. It was horrible. And I have thought about it so much and thought about, writing this person or whatever. And I just haven't because I know that's her journey and karma and all of that. Um, but it was a big deal. and it was painful, and I'm still paying that loan back. I mean, obviously, this is very personal, but you guys always write me like, "Thank you for saying personal stuff." So here it is. Um, yeah, it was really, really, really painful, and it cut me so deep, and it cut me down, and I'm not gonna lie about that. And now when I think about it, I'm like, redirection, redirection, redirection. Whatever timeline I foresaw for myself at that time was not in true alignment. And somehow that's why I drew these people in, man. I also drew them in because I didn't listen to my intuition. People think that because this is what I do, that I have some alternate power to make everything perfect in my life. And it's like, that is not it at all. And you guys know that. I always tell you that this is stuff I'm working on personally as well, that I'm getting this information from spirit also to apply it to my life as Erica. But I didn't listen to my intuition and something felt off. And I wanted that timeline so badly that I pushed it, you know? But I have to believe at this time that that was true redirection and that timeline was not for me, right? So, when I posted that meme, a friend wrote me, and I do not think she would mind if I don't say her name, but I don't think she would mind if I said what she wrote because I'm not going to say her name. But she saw that meme and said, "This is all I've been hearing lately. I have so many thoughts on this. I just keep hearing, quote, okay, this is information." And reading this, it all clicked. So, meaning when that situation happened, instead of saying, "Oh my God, I'm a shithead, this person is evil," like all of that stuff, which I could have sued them, but I'm not going to do that. I would never do that. So the idea is like, okay, I just received a massive dose of information about myself, about others, about my timeline, just everything. And I am still processing that. This was years ago, but I am definitely still processing it because I can come at it and look at it from all different angles. So that was information. And so the idea is when you feel like you're slamming your head against the wall with the same thing, it's okay if you're redirected. It doesn't mean to give up on your dreams, but it also means that there is protection set in place for you and that there is some redirection happening. So be open and available to how you're being redirected because at the end of the day, it will lead you to where you're meant to go. I talk to a lot of women that are maybe in their 30s or 40s and they have really, really wanted to find their person and get married and all of those things. And something that comes up in readings is the fact that many people in their 30s and 40s are getting a divorce. Read for people every day. Young people that are getting divorced. They maybe have a child and they're getting a divorce. And it's traumatizing. And I know a lot of you have been divorced, and I don't care if it was right to get the divorce and you didn't love them anymore, whatever it may be, it's still traumatizing and very intense. And also maybe a lot of you felt it was very freeing, but I'm sure that took some time. But the point is that sometimes I have seen certain people that haven't gotten married yet or found their person because they could have gotten married to, one of their boyfriends and they saw that timeline. Their soul saw that timeline. They played out that timeline, perhaps did get married in that timeline with that person. And it was painful and maybe a disaster, right? See, there's a dramatic word, disaster. But they skipped to a different timeline. They skipped that part. Why? I don't know. But they skipped that part and now they're going to, meet their person that's like actually their second wife or their second husband or you know what I mean? So it's kind of interesting. Redirection, take things as information. It doesn't mean you're failing. It doesn't mean things are a disaster. It doesn't mean things are going wrong. It doesn't mean that you're a loser. It doesn't mean that you've made these mistakes and it's just you're done. It doesn't mean any of that. It means you're being redirected and a lot of times you're being protected. So I just think that's an interesting way to think about things. So I really wanted to bring that up today. So then the other thing I wanted to talk to you about was this idea, and I really want to do this justice. So let me just unpack this a little bit. So this was when I'm going to bed at night, do you guys just lay in bed and like have like the best ideas ever? Or do you just like stress? For me, when I'm finally still and my house is still, because I can't go to sleep until everyone in my house is settled and asleep. So it's not a great quality, but like I need to know everything is cleaned up downstairs. I need to know my cats are taken care of. I need to know my dog has been walked and fed and he's cozied up and good. I need to know my kids are in bed. Did I already say that? My kids, teeth brushed, everything, clothes laid out, that they're in bed and they're asleep. And if my husband is like still working or wandering around, I can't sleep. I need him to come to bed. I don't know what it is, but I need to feel stillness in my home. And so when I'm in that stillness and the day is done, my phone is away, I just start going and start processing. And so, especially when I'm in the middle, like between awake and asleep, I get a lot of information. And then I'm like, oh my God, I would never forget this information. I would never forget this. And then I wake up in the morning, I'm like, oh God, what was that? So I started writing things down. And in one of these download sessions while I was falling asleep, my guide started talking to me about, quote, no one is coming to save you. No one is coming to save you. And we have these ideas, and I know I have, of like, if I could, let me make up stuff. Hold on. Like, if I could meet someone, they would save me from feeling sad. If I could meet someone rich, they would save me from being in this trouble. If I could have someone, pluck me up and say, like, oh, you're going to be the this of this business, then I would be, then I would have this great career. Oh, if this person would come and do this, then I'd be saved and it would all be good. If I know for a lot of artists, like if someone could just come and see my art and be blown away and put me in their gallery, then that would save me. If someone, if you're an actor, if someone just booked me, like saw me and booked me on a TV show, then everything would be good and I'd be saved, right? We outsource this idea of everything working out and being saved to other people. Have you guys experienced that? Right? I'm not saying we do this 24/7 in our whole life, but have you ever felt that, like wanting this idea of like being saved or saving from someone else to help absolve us from our struggles? Right? Now, listen, take this. This is one part of perspective. Do I think that finding love can save you in some way? Of course. You know what I mean? There's so many things, right? But for the purposes of this idea, and this idea of no one is coming to save you, even when you get a reading, sometimes people are like, just tell me everything and tell me what to do, and that will save me and absolve me from having to walk the path of my life. If you just tell me I am going to become a architect, then I will be saved and everything is better, And sometimes your journey of just seeing that you're going to become an architect and unlocking chains from the past misbeliefs about yourself so that you can finally believe in yourself enough to see that you wanted to become an architect, that must happen, or else you miss it and you miss the journey. So at the end of the day, it is between you and you. What's happening is you've forgotten who the fuck you are. You're in misalignment with God. Because when you align with God, you know all things are possible. When you align with God, you see you are in connection to oneness, to everything, to the flow of the universe. You see that you can continuously realign yourself to the power of spirit and the power of your incredible connection to God and the power of you as a soul. And when you replug in and reconnect yourself to the divine and to God, You see that it's between you and you. And then what happens is when you go to plug in with God, and there's a million blocks there, but I'm no good, but I did shithead things in the past, but I don't believe in myself. You then realize that your task is to find ways to heal those things so that you may see what a magical fucking being you are and how powerful you are and how incredibly amazing you are that you're even here, that you even chose to incarnate here, that your soul is on an incredible journey and that you don't need anyone to come and save you. You save you. Align yourself with the divine and with God. And then you go, but how do I do that? I feel terrible. Then find out why you feel terrible. Find out what's going on with you that knocked you so far out of alignment that you don't believe that you can make your life better. What does that look like for you? Does it look like taking up a spiritual practice? Does it look like taking up a meditation practice? Does it look like getting yourself some therapy? Does it look like detaching yourself from toxic, horrible people that tell you you're terrible? Does it look like getting out of a toxic relationship that's put you in a box and made you believe that you're some kind of loser? What does it look like for you? Take control of your life, of your blocks, so that your power lies within you. You don't need someone to come and save you. But here's the amazing thing. You are not alone. God is with you. Your angels are with you. Your spirit guides are with you. Call to them. And if you don't know how to do that, read a book on how to do it. Take my workshop on how to do it. I'm sorry, but they're great workshops and they will help you. Read on how to do it. Meditate on how to do it. Journal on how to do it. Do not sit there stagnant and waiting for someone to come and rescue you. You rescue you. You are that amazing and powerful. Believe, 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 believe in yourself. Trust and faith and surrendering to the divine is part of the way to get there. But you have to get out of the way. And all of our baggage is in the way. We are in total illusion that we need someone else to come and pluck us out of our lives. And that separates us from ourselves and separates us from God. And then what happens is when we're separated from God and we're separated from ourselves, what comes? Anxiety. Oh God, I'm just floating in this world. Someone come save me. We get anxious. We get anxious. We look to crutches, alcohol, shopping, abusive ways to eat food, drugs, talking horribly about other people, going down into the lower levels because we look for a way to get out of it or to escape or to try and make us feel better in some way, putting other people down, or constantly look, oh, why does she have all that and I don't? Why does that person have all that and I don't? Right? We start to go into lower level energy. Realign with spirit, realign with spirit, realign with spirit. Can't do it? That's okay. Find your way to do that. Spend your time instead of watching Netflix or scrolling on your phone like me. I'm having a major phone addiction right now, by the way. Oh my God. Let's talk about that later. Instead of scrolling on your phone, focus on ways that you're going to move through any blocks so you can realign with God. And then you do that, and then you start having fun. And you're like, ooh, life is fun. What can I dream up? What can I think about? What am I manifesting right now? This feels so good. I'm going to go for a walk. In fact, I'm going to exercise, and I'm not going to eat that crap food that's poisoning my body. Oh, this is exciting. And then you start hanging out with a friend, and you're like, wow, They don't want what's best for me. And that's okay. Love them anyway, but I'm not going to choose to spend time with them. And then you start to vibrate at a higher vibration. And you go, wow, this person that I've known this long is really a high vibe person. Let's go outside in nature and walk together. You know what I mean? Things start rolling, realign with spirit, and you start moving. You start creating space for new ideas and new thoughts and new habits. And then you go, wow, oh my gosh, I realize in order for me to get love, I have to create space for love. And I haven't done that because I've been so chock-a-block full with all of this stuff that's blocking me, making me think someone has to come and rescue me. I can create space for love. And my vibe is so high, I'm going to meet another high vibe person. This is great. Oh, I need more money. I have fear of money. I've had so much fear of money. I've had fear that I wasn't enough, that there isn't enough. I was in lack, worry, doubt, fear. And I'm going to work through that. And then I can be available to money, knowing and mantraing that money is abundant and that there's enough for everyone. I think my career is stalled, right? Well, I haven't actually put anything into it because I've been too afraid. So I'm going to work on moving through fear. Why am I afraid? Well, because I look at the past as big failures instead of redirections. Big fat fucking failures, and I hold my feet to the fire over and over again that I'm a shithead and have done everything wrong. So I'm too afraid to actually move forward in my career. Actually, I'm too afraid. So maybe if I work on that fear using mantras, using tools, using spiritual tasks, tools, just maybe I can create space and then I can start being creative again and move forward in my career. If I align with forgiveness, which is one of the highest vibration things you can do, not only can I forgive other people, even if I never speak to them again, but I can start forgiving myself. And I can start to see that I am a magical light and I can vibe off that, not all of this bullshit that I can't be there for myself. You need you. Get on her/his team. Get on your own freaking team. Because the noise in your head telling you you're not worthy, nothing's going to happen, everything's a disaster, you made so many mistakes, that voice is crushing you. So find what you need to do to honor that voice, love that voice up, forgive that voice, and move the fuck on so you can shine. You can, quote, as Michael Beckwith says, glow for God. You can get out of the way so that whatever is trying to happen in your life, whatever spirit is trying to do with your life, you have enough space to let that in with joy, with glee, with surrender. So that's what came up. Please, God, share this podcast with others. Please share this podcast with others. Put it on repeat. This is from my guides to you. I have never felt more love for a group of people than I do for you listening to this right now. Please share this podcast. Please tell people about this podcast. Please comment. Please like it. Follow me on Instagram at Spiritual Medium Erica. If you want to have a reading, email info@ericagabriel.com. I love you. I pray that this served you, that there was even one thing that you heard today that you can take with you and that will affect your path in a positive way. A true honor, guys, a true honor to be in your ear, a true honor to be with you, a true honor that you listen to this podcast. I love you. I am devoted to you. May God bless you and continue to move through you with the most beautiful, incredible healing light. Tune in, stay with me. God bless you. Much more to come. And if you take nothing away from this, just remember, you are not alone. I love you. Take care.